Carson. Thank you very much for joining us on Hub and Spoke. First, I guess if you could introduce yourself a little bit to our audience and tell them about what you do.
Okay, awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Carson Crochet. I am the CEO and founder of Kabuddy, which just placed in the Nesbitt Venture Fund last week, which is why I'm here. So Kabuddy is a company that provides love, comfort, and support to cancer patients and their loved ones. And that's through a plush cancer treatment buddy that we offer. So, yeah.
Great, thanks. So what inspired you to start Kabuddy?
So last year, I was in my junior year of college and my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And during that, I really couldn't find the perfect gift to send her and what I wanted to send her. And so then I ended up giving her a little plush rabbit, and that became not only a gift that was my support being there when I couldn't be there, but also something that we used to talk about her treatment as I was away. And then later I wanted to get her actually one that was themed off of a naked mole rat, which is what our cancer buddy is based off of. And the naked mole rat is this little rat that's hairless. So just like when you're undergoing chemo, you don't have hair, as well as it is resistant to cancer and used in our biomed research today to find a cure. And that's just really empowering, especially when it comes to fundraising money for cancer research. And that's a part of my business plan, is that a portion of profits do go back directly to cancer research.
Wow, that's incredible. So can you kind of talk about what the process of starting the company was like? So you have a really, great idea. So then how did you basically take that idea and then expand it into founding?
Yeah, that makes sense. So I had this great idea, and I ended up just talking with a lot of people that I knew and individuals that also knew people with cancer, and that kind of validated that what I had was a good idea. So I contacted the Herd Hub and spoke with Kevin Cook, and he was like, "Oh, this is a good idea. Here's some funding to try it out and get started, and there are more opportunities coming up that you can apply for funding." So I took that first. I was called the Try It Fund. It was $1,000, and started contacting manufacturers to get these little naked mole rat plush made, as you can't buy them anywhere. And that's where I got started.
Awesome. Yeah. So maybe if you could talk to us a little bit more about what your journey with the Hurt Hub has been. So you mentioned Kevin at the start, and then how's the Hurt Hub been involved with growing Kabuddy?
Yeah, so the Herd Hub has helped me every step of the way, right? So beginning, it was just here's a little bit of grant money, use this, see where you can go. And then I began being connected with different mentors. So Liz Brigham, she's a big part of that, mentoring me. And whenever I had a question with something that she had no idea about, she'd say, "Oh, this person has experience with an e-commerce website, or this person has experience with manufacturers." So she'd pass my name along, get different contacts. So I gained a lot of mentorship that way. They also have different classes and workshops. So I enrolled in this Wednesday afternoon lean startup course. And that was about 6 weeks, where I, alongside a bunch of other entrepreneurs and people from the school and also the community in Charlotte area, just learned about starting a startup. So yeah, I gained a lot, just financially, through connections, networking, mentorship, also courses. And then later, as the Nesbitt Fund rolled around, there were more workshops that were more single day activities that I could join and learn from.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, let's talk to us. You just competed in the Venture Fund coach competition. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. What was that like? What was what were your thoughts going into the event? What was the event like itself? Just tell me all about it.
Yeah, so my thoughts going into the event, I'll start with that, is that I'm graduating this year. So this is my last year that I have qualified for student competitions. And so throughout the semester, I have found other organizations that also host business pitch competitions for students. And the Nesbitt Venture Fund was the last one I was doing. So it was a little bittersweet, nostalgic. I had a lot of memories. I was like, oh, this will be my last one. But in comparison to the first one I did, I've just gained so much mentorship and help.
Yeah.
And what should my pitch deck look like? How to prepare for question and answers, learned financial modeling, and also how to just public speak better. And so throughout the whole semester, I would say from January until the pitch last week, it has just been constant revision, practice, edit. I was also paired with 3 mentors through the Nesbitt Fund that came from a variety of different backgrounds and experiences. And whenever I would have a question, I would just email them or hop on a Zoom and do a pitch. And that helped a lot as well.
Yeah. So then you're there at the night of the event. How did you feel like your pitch went? You know, you've come a long way.
Yeah.
You've had all these different competitions. So like, what was it like delivering your final pitch and then to hear your name called at the end of the night?
Yeah, honestly, it was the most emotional experience just because I have done this a little bit in the past, and each time the amount of time I have for the pitch has gone shorter, right? So, like, my first pitch I ever did was 12 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 8 minutes. Now this one's 5 minutes, and that was hard for me because I like to talk a lot. But not only that, but all my friends were there, and everyone at the Hurt Hub that has been supporting me and mentoring me for the past year were there to watch me do it. It's like that just made it seem a little bit more, like, I would say real, also connected to it more. Like, this means so much to me, and this is kind of my last big thing I'm going to do before I leave Davidson as an undergrad and become an alum. So yeah, and then hearing my name called, I was just so overjoyed. Like, my roommate immediately looked at me and like she was like about to start crying, and we were just so happy because I worked so hard this whole year to build this and create Kabuddy what it is and where I want to take it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you received the $25,000 from the venture fund competition. What do you do with that money? Where's that going to go?
Yeah, I've been asked that a lot in the past few days. So there are a few different areas that I want to take it, right? So one being our actual production, development, research, and design. So right now I'm working on writing a picture book to go along with Kabuddy, and that basically explains the diagnosis of cancer through the lens of a naked mole rat and making it a little bit more tangible for younger audiences. So I have an illustrator working on that, but I would really like to partner with someone to intentionally make this correct. So part of the money is going to go through the development of that storybook, that series, those products, and working with cancer patients, especially younger patients, and making sure the message is clear and comes across in an appropriate way. So that's like my first, I would say, priority. I'm also taking some of the money and using it to build out our community website. So if you go online to kabuddyclub.org, or Instagram is at Kabuddy Club, that's because when you're diagnosed with cancer or you know someone that's been diagnosed with cancer, you've essentially joined this cancer club, and it is something that you never wanted to be in the first place. And so taking that and using that idea and creating an actual space where people can relate and connect to one another because of this horrible diagnosis. And so building out an appropriate platform that not only makes that accessible to a variety of different types of people, but also appropriate and useful is like my next priority. And then from there, just kind of, I would love to add some help to the team so I don't have to do this alone, and it doesn't have to be done on my dorm room. If I had some storage space for my thousands of boxes right now, that would be amazing. So little things like that, and then marketing and actually reaching the audiences I want to reach are kind of the next steps where those funds will be distributed.
That's awesome. Yeah, the children's book sounds like really cool and a really good way to, I feel like, tie that in with everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. So next steps besides Kabuddy, is there anything else that you're going to be doing after you graduate, or what are your hopes for the next few years? Not to be that person, because as a fellow senior, I get it. Ask that question
Yes.
all the time. But is there or any just like goals or hopes that you have after leaving Davidson?
Yeah, that's a great question. I am a senior that is also up in the air all the time. So the big goal is I would love Kabuddy to be my full-time job one day. It currently isn't and cannot be, just financially. And so on the side, I'm working at either being in different business accelerator programs for Kabuddy or working in a nonprofit industry. Currently, Kabuddy is for profit, but in the future, I would love there to be some nonprofit attachment to that, just given our mission and our purpose. That would be incredible. So yeah, and then like down the road, I do plan to go back to school. I want to get my Master's of Divinity and potentially be like a hospital chaplain. I would love to get that dual degree with an MBA and continue Kabuddy, kind of mix and match that. So we will see what happens. Yeah. That's my current plan.
That's great. Best of luck.
Thank you.
As we wrap up, is there anything else? Well, first, I know you mentioned your website and the Instagram. You could plug that one more time just so everyone knows.
Yes.
What to do.
So it's
go
yeah, I was gonna say kabuddyclub.org, spelled CABUDDY, and then club.org, and then it's the same little @ symbol. Kabuddy Club is our Instagram.
All right, fantastic. Is there any parting remarks, any last words that you want to say to our audience? I'm sure we got some students, we got some people involved in the Herd Hub, listening, watching. Any final remarks for us here
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, I would just say thank everyone for supporting Kabuddy thus far. It has honestly been a dream of mine. We've already donated over $250 to cancer research before even hitting our launch. So that's amazing. I look forward to seeing where it's going and hope everyone stays attuned to that. So join our newsletter on our website. Stay up to date.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Carson, for joining
Thank
us.
you.
This is great.